Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Monday, January 23rd, 2023, and tonight I am covering paranormal news. As always, you can find all episodes of the show, along with links to social media and other ways to contact me at the podcast page. That is salcedoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions or stories of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or from others that you trust. Happy to either read those or have you join me on the show to talk about them. And again, you're going to notice this week that the shows are a little bit shorter, but that should allow for non-stop everyday shows in the coming days here and weeks. So looking forward to that. And then we'll still have at least one long show per week as well. So I have two news stories here to share for today. I've already put them in the channel, the text channel chat here. And I will include them in the episode descriptions for the podcast and YouTube descriptions. And this time they're both about apparently paranormal activity caught on camera. And that's always a tricky thing, obviously, because there's so much that can be done these days to fake everything. So I'm not as interested in the videos themselves and the images themselves. I'm more interested in the story of the experience, or the possible experience. So that's kind of what I'll cover today, and you all can check out the links and see the images and videos for yourselves and go from there. But I think the stories are important, and even if these turn out for some reason not to be real, there's still plenty out there that I'm sure you can find that are similar enough that are. And that's why I share these. So this first story is from 7news.com.au, and the title is Ghost Hunter Spots Little Girl Lurking in Haunted House Used to Film Horror Movie. Let's see, there we go, that's better. And so apparently this the movie in question here is called A Savannah Haunting. So mentions that this paranormal investigator, last name Smith, is from Nashville, Tennessee, and says he was invited to investigate this set, or this house, by the basically the film crew that made that movie after it was all done filming. And so let's see here. It says that the movie came out in 2021, so just about a couple of years ago now. It says it tells a story about, and of course this is a movie, so that's the one good thing here. It says it tells a story of a family that had a young daughter that drowned, of course, again, in the movie. And then the family moves to Savannah, and apparently the apparition or the spirit travels with them. And so, but that's the movie premise. And it turns out there might be some things that happened in the house before the movie that may have inspired it and may be continuing even after the movie has already been filmed. So, according to this article, it says Smith has been did some investigation there and apparently caught an image of a young girl in this place in Savannah, Georgia, which now Savannah, Georgia, that's a fairly well-known place that is said to be pretty haunted. And the movie's director, it says, is William Mark McCullough. I'm not sure if I'm saying their last name right. It says the apparent apparition of the girl in the home, it says, served as inspiration for parts of the movie, according to Smith and I guess the crew there. So, um, so he went along to this house to investigate it. He and his wife actually um, stayed there for 3 days, and for 3 nights, 4 days, basically. Says that as soon as the as Smith got into the house, he felt uneasy. So there was some kind of sense going on there. Says the it's basically just a very unique energy, according to Smith, and you can feel something is watching you. So and that's what he mentioned to Need to Know online. And he took several videos of the house that he posted online, and of course there's one video that is where he captured a ghost-like image of someone in the home. And it's this white shape, apparently outlined behind a lamp. And Smith says it's the side profile of a little girl. And it says, based on the movie, this little girl image is a main part of the story. So let's see here. People that saw the video were surprised. Some said they could see the image of this apparition. Others said that they could think of more logical explanations. One person said that is spooky. Another person said there's another face next to the lamp on the right. So people are seeing things in these images. And now another comment says it looks like an old lady to me. Said another user online. And I'm wondering if that is referring to the image of the little girl or the face. So, and of course, there's logical explanations for all this. But Smith says it's basically one of the best images he's ever captured. And he says that many people have reported strange experiences in the house even before knowing it was rumored to be haunted, Smith said there. But let's see here. Looking into the rest of this article here, goes into the history of the land. And of course, it mentions here at the end, which is very important, that the home is not open to the public. It says that the director did not live in the house during his childhood, but it was basically his parents' home before they divorced. It says that when he went to this is the director, when he went to visit his father, apparently there were odd things that happened there as well. So, just a neat story there about a place that seems to be active before and then after the filming of a movie that was somewhat inspired by the place. And it just always makes me wonder with these places, what is the source of the activity? Is it the history of the place? Is it people, especially after a movie is done there, whether or not there was anything there before, is there activity now after because of the movie being made there? And all this energy being poured into the story of this apparition there? Hard to tell. So, but just a neat article there about a place and the paranormal activity that may have gone on there. So that's the first article. Let's see here. Looking at the chat here. Let's see here. Yeah, Derek here. Hello, Derek. In the chat says, I don't know why, but the little girl ghosts always creep me out. I think it's because of the horror movies. I think it's because in so many horror movies, they're said to be not even people. They're said to be, some other creature that's taking on that shape. Yeah. So then in the chat here, PDG says, I had a little girl ghost. She was sweet. So I think a big part of it is the media, the entertainment industry. But yeah, so really an interesting story there for sure. Okay, now moving on to the second story here. This one, let's see here. This one is from basically KISS Cleveland.iheart.com, so it's a radio station. And this one says, couple's camera catches ghost family member trying to walk their dog. And this is a quick one, but it's just a video image, apparently, of some kind of something in the room that seems to be leading the family dog around the house. And this was spotted using the family's security cameras. And let's see here. The husband of the couple describes the figure as having a perfectly round head and says it leaves a trail of light behind it. He says he's usually skeptical about the paranormal, but this time is different because he can't explain it, and it's there in the video. And the dog doesn't bark at all during the encounter, leading the couple to believe it was a relative or family member. So, and it says the source is Lad Bible here, according to the article. Again, just amazing what you might be able to get on camera, on pictures, and security cameras and other things like that. That could be paranormal, and then the way the dog is not reacting in a bad way. It could be that. It could just be that it senses that whatever is there is not threatening, whether it's someone that the family knows or not. Hard to say. But I always love these stories of apparitions that seem to do things, and of course, who knows really who they are. I wonder if the family thinking it was someone they knew was because they assumed it was because, not assumed, but just figured it must have been someone that the family knew because otherwise the dog wouldn't follow, or if they were basing that on feelings. Yeah, ghost dog walker, that'd be handy, I guess so. But let me see here. And then PDG also says, wonder if the dog was just happy to see them. And that could be as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Derek here says in the chat, the trail of light aspect is interesting. It's probably common, but you don't hear it mentioned often. I wonder if that is because of all the more recent articles talking about lights, orbs, UFO lights. Light does seem to be a little bit more accepted these days as something that is strange than maybe it used to be, at least in the general media anyway. That's part of it. I do think that is a good point. I was wondering about that as well. It seems like something different that you don't usually hear about in these kinds of articles, but maybe that's going to start changing. Have to watch for that, I guess. So, yeah. So that's all I have for today. Just a couple of stories here, and again, both centered around cameras and what's caught on them. Again, I'm always amazed at this because, yes, there's always a chance that things are faked, but I also feel like it's not good to throw every single video out there out completely either, because who knows? The problem is just figuring out which ones are real and which ones are fake. And even if, again, I'd like to take the stories into account. So maybe if that video is somehow not accurate, maybe there could be others that are about similar stories or attached to similar stories. So I don't think it's going to ever convince everyone, even if there are real ones out there. But they're still amazing, especially and as long as there's a story attached to, I think. So, regarding the experience. But, yeah, let's see here. PDG says that love the accidental capture, but I wonder how video quality plays into it. Yeah, that's a good point too. So many details in terms of videos and quality and all the specifications and all those things. Definitely factors. So that's all for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Today, I should say. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Salcedo Paranormal, featuring true paranormal stories from the web. Thank you all. Take care.